Good morning, boys and girls. Today it is June the 15th, Monday. This is our 5th lesson and our last lesson for our butterfly unit. I'll be reading a story to you today, and then for our work we will be focusing on the anatomy, or the body parts basically, of a butterfly, a caterpillar and a butterfly. So today the story I'm going to read to you, it is called From Caterpillar to Butterfly by Deborah Haligman and Barry Weissman. So let's see what it's about. From Caterpillar to Butterfly. Today a caterpillar came to school in a jar. It is eating green leaves. It is climbing and wiggling. This tiny caterpillar is going to change. It will change into a beautiful butterfly. Here, have a look. There's the jar. There are the classmates. I'm going to move this a little bit so that we can see the book a little bit better. Caterpillars usually turn into butterflies outdoors. They live in gardens and meadows and yards. But we will watch our caterpillar change into a butterfly right here in our classroom. This change is called metamorphosis. Our caterpillar started out as a tiny egg. The mother butterfly laid the egg on a leaf. So it says here, a butterfly is an insect. And if you look over here, it's a bit camouflaged, but the egg is right here in the middle. The egg is tiny. It is the size of a pinhead. There we go. Actually, there were a few eggs on there. When the caterpillar hatched out of the egg, it was hungry. It ate its way out of its own eggshell. Then it started to eat green plants right away. Let's see what this says. The mother butterfly lays her eggs on plants that the caterpillar will eat. These are called host plants. Okay, so this leaf and this leaf, they are host plants. And there's some over here as well. It says the caterpillar is also called the larva. A caterpillar's job is to eat and eat and eat. So it will grow and grow and grow. And we learned that in our first lesson when we read The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Each day when we come into school, we look at our caterpillar. Each day it is bigger. The caterpillar eats and grows for 12 to 14 days, so that's almost 2 weeks. I'll show you on our calendar. So this one row is 7 days, so 14 days would be 2 rows. So almost 2 weeks. Our skin grows with us, but a caterpillar's skin does not grow. When the caterpillar gets too big for its skin, the skin splits down the back. The caterpillar then crawls right out of its own skin. It has new skin underneath. This is called molting. Our caterpillar will molt for 4 or 5 times. Wow. So it's kind of like a snake. A snake also molts. So it loses its old skin and then a new one is underneath. After many days, our caterpillar is finished growing. It is much bigger than when it first came to school. It is almost as big as my little finger now. Okay. So it was the size of a pinhead, and then it grew to the size of her pinky finger. Okay. You can have a look. Now, if we were actually in class, we were going to have our own caterpillars turn into butterfly, but unfortunately we were not able to do that. So I hope you can still see and understand what this process is like from our lessons. Our caterpillar is making a special house. First, it makes a button of silk. It uses this button to hang upside down for a twig, from a twig. Then it molts for the last time. Instead of a new skin, this time there is a hard shell. This shell is called a chrysalis. Okay, so you guys know all about that now. Our caterpillar will stay inside the chrysalis for a long time. So I think it was about 10 days that we learned in one of our other books. The chrysalis is also called the pupa. Okay. Here, actually have a look. So see the button of silk? We saw that in a book last week as well. Okay. So it does need something to attach to, whether it's a twig or a branch or a leaf. Every day, the chrysalis looks the same. We can't see anything happening, but inside the chrysalis, our caterpillar is changing. It says here, the caterpillar stays in the chrysalis about 1 week, so about 7 days. Will our caterpillar ever turn into a butterfly? Will it ever come out of its chrysalis? We can hardly wait, but we do. We wait and wait and wait. So the children are a little bit anxious. They're very excited to see what their caterpillar will turn into, what kind of butterfly it will turn into, and what that might look like. Then one day during snack time, somebody shouts, "Look!" and we rush over to see. Oh, look, I see some orange and black coming out of the chrysalis. The chrysalis is cracking. We see a head, a body, and then wings. It's a butterfly. Hope you saw that. The tiny caterpillar who came to school in a jar turned into a painted lady butterfly. We saw it happen. Our butterfly is damp and crumpled. It hangs on to the chrysalis while its wings flap, flap, flap. Blood pumps into its wings. The wings straighten out and dry. Soon our butterfly will be ready to fly. So remember, when the butterfly first comes out of the chrysalis, its wings are wet and it can't actually fly yet. It has to wait for its wings to harden. In 2 hours, it says here, in 2 hours, the wings are dry and the butterfly is ready to fly. Okay, here you go. Our butterfly cannot stay in the jar. It needs to be outside with flowers and grass and trees and other butterflies. It is a warm spring day. I put my finger into the jar. The butterfly sits on my finger. I pull it out and our butterfly goes free. We feel a little sad and a little happy. Now a butterfly does need to go outside so that it can find the food that it needs from the flowers, and so that it can be with the other butterflies in nature. We watch our butterfly land on a flower. It will sip the flower's nectar through a long coiled tube called a proboscis. Maybe it is a female butterfly. Maybe someday she will lay an egg on a leaf. Okay, so actually the proboscis is right here. It's like a straw almost. That's how it drinks up the nectar. I know just what will happen then. That egg will hatch into a caterpillar, and that caterpillar will turn into a beautiful butterfly. It says here, painted lady butterflies sip nectar from certain flowers. They like thistle, burdock, zinnia, butterfly bush, and mint. So I guess different types of butterflies and caterpillars like different types of plants. we learned that the monarch butterfly really likes the milkweed, or the monarch caterpillar likes the milkweed plant. How many different kinds of butterflies can you find around your neighborhood? Here are some common ones to look for. So let's go through this together. Monarch, found in most areas of the United States. So it's orange and black as a butterfly, and orange and yellow, or and black and white as a caterpillar. So here's that one. Okay. Black swallowtail, found in all areas but the very far west. So this one's got a bit of blue on it. Cabbage white, found throughout the United States. Oh wow, the caterpillar on this type of butterfly actually blends into the plant. It's right here. Okay, this one's called dog-face butterfly, found throughout the South, migrates through the Midwest to the Northeast and Canada. Okay, so the caterpillar's on the plant here. This one down here, it's called common blue butterfly, found in the western part of the United States, and these are the plants it likes. Okay. And last but not least, this one, buckeye, found in most areas of the United States except for the Pacific Northwest. So in the area that we live, we don't usually see that type here. Let's see, is there any more? Nope. It's saying here are some places to see butterflies, but most of these are all in the United States. There's actually a place I know on Vancouver Island, in Victoria or near Victoria, where you can see butterflies. I think it's called the Butterfly Garden. I went to it one time, I think last year. That could be a place that you guys visit in the summer if you're interested in seeing butterflies. Okay, so this was our last story. It does talk a little bit about molting, when the caterpillar comes out of its old skin, and it also starts talking about the anatomy of a butterfly. So in today's work, I'll turn this over a little bit. In today's work, we are going to look at the different body parts of a butterfly and a caterpillar. So in your science books, these are the sheets that I'd like you to take out. So we have this, caterpillar anatomy, and then there are two worksheets that we will do. This one, where you have to cut and glue or tape the words for the right body parts. And this is a word search. So you actually get to find each of these words in here. So for example, egg, E-G-G. You will need to look all around to see if you can find egg, E-G-G, in a row, and then you circle that word. It's called the word search. So I found one. I see here, E-G-G. So I would circle that word, and I would color my egg. So I found that word. Now you might find egg in a different spot, or you could use the same spot that I found. But try this out. It's a lot of fun. If you get stuck, you can ask maybe your mom or dad or grandma or brother or sister for some help, okay? So let's actually first look at this book. This is a book that everyone has. It's a few pages. So we're going to look at the caterpillar anatomy, or larva. So it's saying here, this is the head of the caterpillar. This is the mouth. The arrow's pointing to its mouth. This arrow is pointing to legs. So it's showing you how to spell each of those words. On top of its head, there's two antennae. It says antennae. Okay, there's two of them. And here, this main part of the body, it's called the thorax. So say that with me, thorax, yes. And this part, towards the end here, it's called abdomen, abdomen, okay? So those are the parts of a caterpillar's body. So let's look at how things change when a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. There are actually a few new body parts. So the caterpillar had legs, the butterfly doesn't have legs. It has here antennae, so it still has the antennae on its head. It has something new, it's called a proboscis. So we learned that it's like a straw where it would help the butterfly to drink the nectar from the flowers. So here now, instead of legs, it doesn't walk, it doesn't crawl, it has wings because it flies. So there are there's actually 4 wings, we learned that. It still has a head, so it can see. And the thorax, it's still the middle part of the body, right here, okay? And then the abdomen is the lower part of the body right here. So come a little closer, you can have a look, but you all have this, okay? So let's go back to the first one as well. I didn't do a close-up. So here's body parts of a caterpillar. Okay, let's have a look at what's next. Okay, and on the last page, it's just a review. You guys already know this. So the life cycle of a butterfly. So there are 4 parts to the life cycle of a butterfly. The butterfly first starts off as an egg. It will eat itself out of its eggshell, okay, onto the host plant, which for a monarch butterfly we know is the milkweed plant. Okay, when it comes out of the egg, it is a larva or a caterpillar, or I think it's also called a pupae from one of our previous lessons. And then when it eats enough food, so its job is to eat, and it eats for 10 to 14 days, it will molt one last time, and it will now be surrounded by a chrysalis or a pupa. And then finally, after about a week it says in our book, it will come out and it turns into a butterfly, okay? So there we go. So that is the life cycle of a butterfly. Okay, I'm going to show you the work that we're supposed to do today. And I'll do it, the first sheet with you. So Miss Wong has here colored her butterfly. I'm gonna stick it right here. Hope you can see. I'll move this a little bit. Okay, so I've colored my butterfly, and I did not color these parts because I know I'm going to be putting my words on it anyways, okay? So these words might be a little bit hard for you to read, so I would use this. So take this, go to the page where it is the anatomy of a butterfly, and use it to help you. So I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so I'm going to look for these words. So this says thorax. I'm going to look on my picture. Where's the thorax? It is underneath the head, and it is in the middle of the body on top of the abdomen. So when I look on here, the thorax would be right here. So I'm going to take a little bit of tape. So I'm using skinnier Scotch tape today because these are quite skinny pieces and I want to make sure it fits. So I'm going to put it on top now. So there's thorax, okay? And I have this word, it starts with an A. It is abdomen, okay? I will get a piece of tape, curl it up so it's ready for sticking, and that goes underneath the thorax. So the one that is underneath the thorax, it's this one. So I'm gonna put it right here, okay? So I've done thorax and abdomen. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more to do. I have 4 more words here. I will read them to you. Antennae, wings, head, and proboscis or feeding tube. Okay, it's like a straw that comes out of its mouth, and that's how it drinks the nectar. So I will put these where they should go, but I want you to try yourself using this chart, okay? So the proboscis is a little bit shorter than the antennae. The antennae are long and it's on top of its head. The proboscis is this thing right here. Here we go. Okay. Okay, what do I have left? I have this, it's pointing to the 2 things on its head, so that's, I think, the antennae, right? And this line is coming from its head, so that's the head. I'm going to put head on there. And the last, well, I have 2 left. I have wings and I have antennae. So this here is the wings. I'll put that one up. Wings. And last but not least, antennae. And that's it for this one. Now, Miss Wong has done hers. I want to see you color your butterfly. I want to see you try to match the words with the right spots yourself. And then after that, you can do the word search. Okay, I decided for me to color the different things we need to find. I will leave that up to you, but let's read them together so you know what they are. I'll put this a little bit closer. Okay, so here we have butterfly, milkweed, egg, larvae, eating, caterpillar, J-shape, chrysalis or pupa, emerging. Emerging means it's starting to form. So if you look inside that chrysalis, there's some orange. It's starting to form into a butterfly. Metamorphosis, life cycle. So this kind of reminds me of the recycle sign, but it's saying life cycle. Monarch and migrate. So migrate is when a butterfly flies somewhere else. Okay, so those are the words that you need to find in here. And when you find it, you circle it with your pencil. Okay, actually I have a pencil here and I will show you. So for example, egg, I would circle it like this. I found one word, I can check it off that I found that one, but you need to find all of these words, okay? All right, so those are our 2 activities for this week, and it's our last week, and I hope that you have enjoyed our unit on butterflies. Bye.